Do you ever wonder why professional lo-fi melodies seem to flow effortlessly while yours feel disconnected? The secret often isn't better songwriting, it's understanding what happens after a note is played. In this episode, we'll explore how delay helps create momentum, depth and movement that can instantly make your beats feel more professional.
You're listening to the Lofi Music Academy podcast, your go-to space for all things lo-fi. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of lo-fi music production.
Hi, and welcome to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. I'm Spencer J, your guide through the chilled out, atmospheric world of lo-fi beats. Have you ever written a melody that sounds good on paper? The notes work, the rhythm works, and the instruments sound nice, but somehow it still feels lifeless, like it's just sitting there not moving, not evolving, and not pulling the listener deeper into the track. If you've experienced that before, then you're definitely not alone. A lot of lo-fi producers assume the solution is writing a better melody, adding more notes, or layering more instruments. But often the melody isn't the real problem. The real issue is movement, because great lo-fi music isn't just about what happens when a note is played. It's about what happens after. And that's where delay comes in. Today we're talking about one of the most underrated effects in music production and how it can transform static melodies into evolving, immersive musical moments. Because when used creatively, delay doesn't just repeat sounds, it creates movement. Okay, let's get into it. Most beginners think delay is simply an echo, and technically that's true, but delay repeats the sound after a certain amount of time. But creatively, delay does something much more important. It creates momentum. Think about dropping a pebble into a pond. The pebble hits once, but the ripples continue moving outwards. That's what delay does for your music. A single piano note can suddenly create a sense of flow. A guitar phrase can feel larger than the original performance. A simple melody can become something that evolves through time. And this matters because music isn't experienced as individual moments, it's experienced as movement. The listener is constantly travelling through your track, and delay helps guide that journey. Without it, melodies can sometimes feel disconnected. With it, they start interacting with the space around them, and that's where the magic happens. One of the biggest reasons melodies feel static is because they stop the moment they're played. The note happens, then it's gone. Then another note happens, then it's gone too. Everything feels isolated. And while that can work in some styles of music, lo-fi often benefits from continuity. The notes feel more connected, more conversational, more alive, and delay helps bridge those gaps. Instead of each note existing completely on its own, the echoes create subtle links between musical moments. And suddenly the melody isn't just moving forward, it's interacting with itself. And that creates interest. This is especially useful if you're working with simple melodies. Many great lo-fi tracks only use a handful of notes. And what makes them feel rich isn't complexity, it's movement. And delay is one of the easiest ways to create that movement without writing anything new. Not all delays feel the same emotionally. Just like different reverbs create different atmospheres, different delays create different types of movement. A short slap delay creates thickness. It can make instruments feel wider and more present without sounding obviously delayed. A quarter note delay creates rhythm. The repeats become part of the groove. A dotted delay creates a more flowing, bouncy feel. And longer delays, well, they can create a dreamy, atmospheric trails that float behind the melody. This is why choosing a delay shouldn't start with a preset. It should start with a question. What feeling am I trying to create? Do you want energy, movement, space, dreaminess? The answer helps determine the type of delay that serves the track best, because effects are most powerful when they support emotion, not when they simply sound impressive. Now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes producers make with delay. They make it too obvious. At first, hearing the repeats feels exciting. You can clearly hear every echo, every bounce, every repeat. But after a while, the delay starts demanding attention. instead of supporting the melody. It competes with it, and that's usually a sign that the effect is too loud. One of the most useful lessons you can learn is that delay often works best when it's felt more than heard. Sometimes the most effective delay settings are the ones listeners barely notice consciously. One of my favourite ways to think about delay is as a storytelling tool. Every repeat is a continuation of the conversation. A note plays, the delay responds. The next note arrives, the delay reacts again. And suddenly the music feels alive. Try placing a subtle delay on a piano melody, then lower the mix level until it's almost disappearing. Listen carefully. Notice how the melody starts filling the empty spaces naturally. Notice how it feels more connected, more fluid, more immersive. That's the power of movement, and you can push this even further by automating delay amounts during transitions or emotional moments. A little more delay before a section change can create anticipation. A little less delay during busy sections can preserve clarity. These small changes make a beat feel dynamic instead of static, and lo-fi thrives on subtle evolution. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this episode, it's this. Delay isn't just an echo effect. It's a movement effect. It helps sounds travel. It connects musical moments. It fills space without requiring more notes. And it helps simple melodies feel alive. So the next time a melody feels static, resist the urge to immediately rewrite it. Instead, ask yourself, what happens after the note? Because sometimes the most important part of a melody isn't the note itself, it's the movement that follows. And in the next episode, we're going to take delay even further by exploring creative delay techniques that can make your lo-fi beats feel wider, more atmospheric, and more emotionally engaging. Because delay isn't just about repetition, it's about creating motion inside your music. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with fellow music producers who might find it useful. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and remember, it's all about the vibe. Take care and see you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. If you're ready to start making lo-fi music and want to go even deeper, grab your free guide. Discover the 6 essential steps to create a release-ready lo-fi track from scratch. Whether you're using budget gear in your bedroom or a small home studio, this guide will help you get that polished, dreamy lo-fi sound you're after. Just go to www.lofimusicacademy.com. Until next time, keep creating those laid-back vibes, and don't forget to subscribe for more lo-fi tips and tricks.